All right, my name is Brandon Ivey, Bitcoin Brandon. I'm back with some more Bitcoin news, and this is an article, angelnexus.com. And sit tight, sit back, because this one is a little long one, and I actually want to read it. This is important information. Investors are making millions on this underground investment, and this is your last chance to get in. I'm going to level with you. The information I'm about to share is incredibly time sensitive, so listen closely. When it comes to investing, there aren't many opportunities as lucrative as digital currency. Since 2010, Bitcoin and the next wave of digital currencies have been generating income for investors, and in 2016, digital currencies skyrocketed. Bitcoin doubled in value, a feat it will do again in 2017 based on current projections. Ethereum, the digital currency rallying to take Bitcoin's crown, has experienced steady upward growth since its introduction in 2015. Even the smaller currencies are gaining traction, enjoying a halo effect prompted by Bitcoin's incredible success. So you've got Ripple, Dash, Litecoin, and this upward growth isn't going to stop. Digital currency is a technology still in its infancy, but it has already made early investors millions, and the revolution is just getting started. You don't have to take my word for it. The world's top investors and millionaires are all raving about digital currency. Bill Gates calls the technology a technical tour de force. Donald Trump's confidant and tech mogul Peter Thiel calls it a new phenomenon. Digital currency is so unstoppable that even government officials are making way for it. Former chairman of the Fed, Ben Bernanke, believes that digital currency holds long-term promise. But why was 2016 the year that digital currency took off? There are two factors behind the dynamic growth. First, private citizens are arming themselves. They want a currency that won't fluctuate with government production. Second, we are locked in a period of stock market speculation. Investors want to hedge against our current investing market. And the massive amount of consumers adopting digital currency has forced major institutions to adopt it as well. At the moment, the SEC is considering multiple ETFs for a variety of currencies. Once a digital currency ETF is granted, we're off to the races. Now is not the time to be hesitant. If you want to make a profit on digital currency, you need to get in now. I am not going to lie to you. This investment isn't for everyone. Digital currency investors are the bold individuals who want to grab the charging bull by the horns. They are the investors who are willing to take risks for incredible rewards. We first recommended Bitcoin to subscribers in late 2014 when it was trading at $320 a unit. At the time, a lot of people were saying this was insane. They thought Bitcoin was a bubble, a passing fad. They didn't take action, and they're feeling the pain today. In 2016, we followed up with another plea to our readers when Bitcoin was at $710. We called for the digital currency to hit $1,200 before the close of 2018. Of course, we were way off, but in a good way. As I'm writing this, Bitcoin has already reached as high as $2,800. For those of you who haven't invested in digital currency, the window is closing. You need to act now. This is your last chance to get in at a low price. Some currencies with the same potential as Bitcoin are still priced below $50. They won't remain there for long. Trust me on this one. You don't want to be one of the people that history remembers as a fool. In 1908, hundreds of people laughed at Henry Ford's Model T. They argued that there was no way a machine could replace the steadfast horse. In the 1990s, there were thousands of people who said the internet would fail and no one would use it. Today, those people are laughing stocks, and their kind hasn't learned anything. They are now saying the same things about digital currency, specifically the most popular currency, Bitcoin. They dismissed Bitcoin when it was at 8 cents a coin. Now they are kicking themselves. After all, if they had put $100 into Bitcoin at its initial price of 8 cents in 2010, they would be rolling in over $2 million in profits today. But hecklers are never going to go away. There will always be people who fail to see the potential behind a new technology. These people are missing a crucial point. All new technology is introduced to fix a problem. Just imagine what would have happened if we haven't adopted the automobile. You would still be walking home from work, ankle deep in horse poop and animal urine. The city you live in would be small and festering in disease. And you might as well forget about traveling. You would die in the town you were born in. The car changed everything. It changed the way we travel, work, and live. And digital currency is going to do the same thing for finances that the car did for transportation. Technology gurus have already claimed that digital currency is the future of finance. Google CEO Eric Schmidt calls it a cryptographic achievement that has enormous value. Major companies have already started incorporating it into their business models. In fact, one digital currency has its own alliance that includes dozens of companies, many from the Fortune 500, that are heavily invested in digital currency. Here are the names of a few: Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase, Intel, Thomson Reuters, BP. These companies recognize the power that digital currency has to fix our current financial woes and improve our financial systems. Many of them plan to use digital currency to fix their own transaction systems. There will always be people who laugh, the non-believers who stubbornly insist that digital currency is a fad and paper currency can't be beaten. But the CEOs of million-dollar companies stand by digital currency, and hecklers will be sitting in their horse-drawn carriages as our financial system collapses around their ears. A collapse that is already happening. The sad truth is that government-backed currencies don't work. The average life expectancy of a government currency is 27 years. History proves this. You've heard the horror stories of whole countries that were brought to their knees by currency fluctuations and hyperinflations. After World War I, Germany's currency value dropped so dramatically that it was useless to German citizens. Parents were forced to burn money to keep their children warm. The same currency devaluation happened in Greece in 2010. These financial crises have one thing in common. The 1920s Germans could have warned Greece of its impending financial woes. To repay its debt after World War I, the German government left the gold standard and began producing currency without any tangible backing. It produced too much currency, and it eventually became meaningless. The same thing happened in Greece. The Greek government spent too much and then tried to drown its debt in surplus currency production. And in both of these situations, it was private citizens who suffered. In America, we are heading toward the same fate. We are drowning in debt, and the government is still churning out money. If we continue like this, our financial systems are destined to fail. This is why digital currency has become the viable alternative. Digital currency is finite. Like gold, only so much can exist at a time. This amount is tightly monitored by a digital algorithm. No government can manipulate it. And this means that all digital currencies exist in a self-maintaining, secure system. Citizens from debt-ridden countries have slowly adopted digital currencies. In Berlin, entire districts rely solely on Bitcoin. It protects them from the fluctuations of the euro. And now, more than ever, people have been rushing to adopt digital currencies because of Brexit, which casts a gloom over Europe's financial future. This mass adoption has bolstered the value of all digital currencies, and adoption will continue. Because outside of being finite, digital currency has multiple benefits that appeal to consumers. It is secure. The government can't control it. It belongs to the people. My name is Alexandra Perry, and I am the researcher director at Wealth Daily. My colleagues and I have been riding the digital currency train for a while. We encourage you to buy Bitcoin for $320 in 2014. If you took our advice, you would have grown your investment 8 times. But for those of you who didn't, I want to offer you this final chance. The digital currency revolution is in full swing, and you don't want to be left in the dust. To help you get started, I put together a digital currency investing ebook. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But this is one of the most powerful articles I have read about getting involved in the underground investment right now. Bitcoin Brandon out.